Welcome. Back to my part 16 of blackmythwukong, my first playthrough. In our last episode, we had quite a boss run. We got through the Flaming Mountains, culminating in a fight with first Red Boy, who appeared to be one of the eponymous characters named in the portraits, and then once we defeated him, we then on to the Yaksha King, which was a Red Boy who had consumed the relic provided by his dad, but those were two tough fights that we had, and obviously there was a plethora of characters, plethora of bosses in between, from one of the bronze carts, which gave me so much trouble, more trouble than it should have been, to the Master of the Flowing Mountains, Master of the Fiery Mountains. Yeah, so it was quite an action-packed episode last time, and now we're here. We're in the mountains again, back to the lush environments of the green. Not quite sure what we're heading for at the moment. It seems that we're getting a lot of ethereal guardians or people coming to try and stop me getting. And I think what we're doing here is we're delivering the 5 relics to what would be Sun Wukong in his rock grave or statue, or rock resting place. So let's continue. So here we are. I get the feeling I've not got much further to go really in this game. That's just a suspicion I've got. But equally, I'm just thinking there's a couple of places I need to check on before we progress further. One of which is the location under the pagoda. Yeah, Mount Huouang is where we're at now. It was in the New West. Was it called the Great Pagoda? Yes. So there's this place, and then in the Fiery Mountains there was a cart with a whip hanging from it. And I wasn't able to pull that from it, and I couldn't determine why. So let's quickly nip back there as well and take a look. So here's the pagoda. We should have. I don't know if there's anything new here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. That should be Red Boy now, I think. Yeah, it's the portrait that we see at the start, after the end of the chapter, so that's Red Boy. So it looks like we've got 2 more to go, 1 there and 1 there. There's still nothing new in this area, so I'm not likely to hang around too long. I just wanted to check to see if there was anything new that appeared. So now we'll head on to the Fiery Mountains and see if we can find that cart with a whip within it. Valley entrance, perhaps? Right, this is the place. Okay, let's go. Skip through some of these. Get past you. Get past you. I'll drop down because I know there's a couple of worms down there, but there's not much else. There's you there, want to avoid you. There are a couple of, then there's you. Can I drop down here? Is this a good place to drop? Seems like a good place. Right, let's get rid of that. Any worms? Let's get rid of these. Oh, he's talking. Oh, is that other guy, isn't he? Let's give him a quick spank. That was close. Anyone else? Just you are. Okay, you seem to be not a problem. Now, are you going to come alive?
一念尚存，为的便是等你。取走吧，生死茫茫，大梦一场。
Dark thunder spells. In darkness, cunning change doth brew, slow resolute. Transform into horse guai, immune to thunder damage, inflicting thunder bane on an enemy. Focus builds up before transformation can be converted for use afterwards. Oh. Oh, actually, there's another portrait we want to take a look at. That's of the Yaksha King and possibly Red Boy as well. I don't think we've read those. Let's see. Yogwai King characters. Is there anything new here? Martiamba. Oh, he's the horse. Martiamba, in life a brave heart met a noble lord, loyal and true, bound by a warrior's accord. Grateful and steadfast he sought to repay, unyielding in courage, keeping danger at bay. Martiamba was originally named Mar-Air. Flaming mountains were scorching hot all year round, with not a blade of grass growing around. Anyone attempting to cross the mountains, even if they had a head of iron and a body of steel, would melt into a puddle. Despite this, some merchants, driven by the lure of profit, attempted to cross the mountains to trade horses in the west. Yet upon setting foot in the flaming mountains, they were beset by Guai. None survived, except one horse, which bolted and ran for 60 miles after sensing the danger. Exhausted and thirsty, it collapsed at the gate of a manor. An old man named Ju, who lived in the manor, took pity on the horse. He took it in, fed it and cared for it. Gradually the horse regained its strength and grew robust. The horse was intelligent and was always responding to the man's kindness with grateful neighs. The old man, seemingly able to understand the horse, said, "I was the eldest in my family. If you wish to join me, you shall be called Mar-Air, as my second brother." The old man treated Mar-Air with genuine affection, often going hungry himself to ensure Mar-Air was well fed. Mar-Air took note of this and remembered it in his heart. The flaming mountains were in perpetual drought, and without the plantain fan there was no spring to sow and no autumn to harvest. Moreover, Chu was getting on in years. One day, as he was feeding Mar-Air, as usual, he suddenly collapsed by the stable. Seeing this, Mar-Air hoisted the old man onto his back and galloped towards the plantain cave on the Emerald Mountain. He ran non-stop for over 770 miles. Yet by the time they reached the Emerald Mountain, the old man had passed away. Heartbroken, Mar-Air refused to return to the manor and began wandering the mountains. Seeing Mar-Air's gentle nature, the Yogwai in the mountains often bullied him. Mar-Air often endured their taunts and jests, never getting angry or speaking back. Homeless and unbannered, he lived this way for many years, his once robust body growing thin again. One day, as he was scavenging along the mountain path for scraps discarded by the lesser Yogwai, he saw an old bull sleeping by the roadside. With fire burning on his fur, alarmed, Mar-Air tried to wake the bull, but to no avail. With no other choice, Mar-Air hoisted the bull onto his back and ran towards the plantain cave. Along the way, some the Yogwai see Ma carrying a burning bowl were furious. They shouted and attacked, but Ma ignoring them, charged ahead, sustaining many injuries. It was only when they finally reached the plantain cave that Ma realised that burning bull was the Bull King, who had got drunk somewhere with his friends and was now deep asleep. With a few calls from Rakshasi, the Bull King was startled awake from his drunken stupor. Seeing the battered Ma, the Bull King laughed heartily. You are one tough horse. From now on, join my banner and you'll be known as Ma Tianba. Thus, Ma became Ma Tianba. He trained and practiced martial arts under the Bull King, growing stronger and eventually becoming a great general under the Bull King's command. So is that who's in the... Is that you? Are you Ma Tianba then? Previously, which turned into some sort of freaky cart. Weird. Okay, let's have a look at the next portrait. Which will characters again. So there's Rakshasi and Bull King. We'll leave them alone. We'll look at the Yogwai Kings. Still missing a few, so something's curious. The next episode I might run back and look through the whole game and see what, if anything appears. Red Boy and the Yaksha King. On his red skin, talent may shine, eyes glaring bright, a mischievous sign. Sandy fire forged, his heart refined, the gate to Mount Lingshan lies within the mind. For many years, Red Boy had been having the same nightmare. In his childhood, he shared this nightmare with his mother. Mother, there are so many people, they were all coming to kill me. My dear, once you fall asleep again, you'll forget all about it by tomorrow. Yet the boy was excited. But I am very powerful. I defeated monks as tall as mountains, strange birds and fire-breathing statues. I am not afraid of them at all. Oh, how brave you are, my dear. He continued, I dreamt that I grew up into an adult, with long horns on my head and long spikes on my hands. I could kill a bunch of bad people at once, but there were too many of them. I couldn't kill them all. Later, some strange people I had never seen before came. They hung quietly in the sky, not coming down, just silently watching me from above. His mother pulled him into her arms. If that day ever comes, your father and I will go to the sky with you and kill them all. We will die? I dreamt that they killed me and turned me into a red lotus flower, and mother, you picked the lotus flower and I became your child again. He continued to chatter. Mother, if I die, would you be willing to give birth to me again? Don't you ever say this again. Okay, that's a bit weird. The Yaksha King. Fangs bared like twin lantern bright. In battle's clash he finds delight. Agile and brave, his skills so fine, yet lost and wandering, his face decline. The raging flames had reached the golden hall, and the sounds of battle outside were deafening, though they were muffled within. The king, gravely wounded, sat amidst the wreckage, holding a recently deceased young boy in his arms. A figure stood behind the curtain, sighing, Such devastation, don't you see, it's all because of you. The king remained silent. Whether the Yaksha royal lineage continues or ends depends entirely on your decision today. The king couldn't help but glance around the golden hall, still able to see traces of his former glory. These say Yakshas are the most resolute, yet you, as their king, are hesitant and indecisive. The king gently stroked his son's face, the body still warm. He wished so dearly that the boy could see the vast and beautiful world. If you have even a shred of lingered desire, why not try my method? The unattainable wish in your heart. I will take care of it for you. As king, he was not allowed to die on the battlefield. The king closed his eyes. As king, was he not allowed... Okay. Finally, he opened them and said slowly, Since there is no salvation, I will leave me and my son at your disposal. Splendid. It's not too late to understand it now. The figure clapped and a white-clad Taoist emerged from behind. The Taoist approached the Yaksha King, bowed, and then sat cross-legged on the ground. He extended his hand above the boy's head and began to chant softly. Before long, a small blood-red lotus flower emerged slowly from the boy's forehead, crystal clear and vibrant. The Taoist carefully plucked the lotus and placed it into a bowl he carried. The Yaksha King fixed his unblinking gaze intently at the lotus. The figure said, "This red lotus is the essence of your son's soul. To ensure it does not dissipate before successful reincarnation, we will need your life and the water from the rivers of childbearing." The Yaksha King raised his arm, taking one last look at the blood lotus. "I will do it myself." Interesting with the Yaksha King. It doesn't really translate well into the game, but how that plays out. But it's interesting to see how I'm presuming these texts that appear, these portraits, are from some text of Journeys to the West. Right, go away, because I'm just getting back to my... Oh, fuck off. I am just getting back to my shrine, if you don't mind. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Not quite far enough. I thought it was there. Yeah. Not quite. There we go. Alright. Offer incense, yes please. Travel. So we're going to Mount Huouang and to the Vedant Path. And we continue our journey to the west. That sounds very imposing. What have we got here?
造化低了，是条绝路。你这狗黑状的沙才，我不去找你就罢了，你倒敢来找我！若论多手段，你今日就该死了！
Alright, looks like we're off. Oh shit, hello. Oh shit, wow, you fast. How much health did you just lose then? Or did I lose? Buddha's palm. fuck is that, man? Wow. Wow. Fucking wheel. Okay, that was tough. He's got some mad moves, he has.
化造化，是师兄的筋斗云嘞！我正愁该如何捞你，不知这云倒是乖滑，想是他在这山间云雾里躲藏了多年，感应到你的五根，记起旧主人，恰巧救你一命。他既认得你，倒不如先使唤使唤他。我虽能化风，可驮不动你的肉骨凡胎。天兵天将来了这许多，山里定有大事发生，我们且去瞧瞧。
Oh my days. Oh my actual fucking days. That guy was insane for me. I can only kind of breathe out now a little bit, but I think he's on. He is definitely on par to be as complex, if not as difficult, as Yellow and Sage was for me. Holy shit! Right. So what have we got here? What have we I'm just still in shock after beating him finally. You'll only see 1 or 2 attempts at that, but anyway. Somersault Cloud. Summon Somersault Cloud. Sensing the awe of the Great Sage, Somersault Cloud is now willing to heed the call of the Destined One. Am I the Destined One by Rutland? However, despite its ability, well, I suppose I am the Destined One, aren't I? I'm not Sun Wukong. However, despite its ability for extensive travel, it can only be used in the territory of Mount Huouang. Okay. Ride the cloud, press down. Let's just have a quick look around and see if there's anything here. I kind of feel like there's going to be stuff around here, but let's have a look anyway. Let's not ride the cloud just yet. In fact, was this the area it feels like oh, I've just fell off the cliff, that's why. Oh, I fell off the cliff. Oh, I took a flight over there. Okay, so we didn't fall off the cliff, just flew over there. Fine. Any shrine over here? Let's investigate this area. But oh, my heart's in my throat. That was a tough fudging fight, if I do say so. You may have noticed I've been using the third stance, which is called. What is it called? It's called Pillar Stance, because there's a lot to that boss where he just keeps using a lot of ground attacks, and I was using the other stances and it just wasn't getting. Well, I was getting near him, but I was just getting hammered every time I got close to him. This is quite a vast area, this, with nothing in it. Although I hear something. What sound like a horse? That's weird. So you're supposed to kind of ride the cloud around here, I wonder? Dash, ascend. Toggle free view. Ascend. Okay, so you can do it. You can fly around this area. That's quite cool. This is pretty fucking slick though, this. Let's dismount. There's nothing particular here, is there? Doesn't feel like it anyway. And what's that down there? Does any of this look... No, none of this looks familiar at all. And I suppose that stands to reason it shouldn't. I'm just checking there's no materials left. We'll get to the next shrine and we'll read some portraits. I think we're behind a few. No reason not to speed back. Anything over this way? Okay, that's where I started from. Okay, right, let's go where we should go then. So I think the idea was to go here and ride it. Holy shit, this is like a massive area, this. Massive. How cool is that? You look like a boss of some sort. Big hippo. What the fuck is that? Some big fucking grasshopper, that. Can I talk to you, or am I going to fight you? I don't know. Oh, it's a boss. As you. Okay, that was weird. Okay, portrait time, I think. Got a couple of these we've not read through yet. Ping Ping Rakshai Bulking and Supreme Celestial Inspector. Ping Ping, born to a fate of trials and woes, who pities the ebb of flow and of those. Better to live in nature's embrace, freely to wander, free to repose. After delivering her homework to her mother, Ping Ping went to the height of Ember. Her brother had asked her to meet him there, and saying he had something important to discuss. When she arrived, she saw Red Boy standing with his hand on his hips, directing quick as fire and fast as wind to burn the bulg wide to flee as his way of training them. Amused at the scene, he laughed loudly and boisterously. "Brother," Ping Ping called softly. Ever since Red Boy returned from Guanyin's tutelage, she had felt he had changed. Every time she spoke to him, a subtle fear tugged at her heart. Upon seeing her arrival, Red Boy waved to halt the training and turned to her. "Ping Ping, let's engage in a game," he proposed. "You will run, and I shall chase you. Let us see if I can catch you before an incense stick burns out." In the past, Ping Ping would transform into a little fox, leaping through the rocks and crevices, always having the upper hand. Yet this time, Red Boy shattered her hiding rocks with a single spear thrust, scorched her standing dead wood with a breath of fire, and flew over the cliffs she jumped across as red cloud. In less than half the time it takes for the incense stick to burn, Red Boy effortlessly caught her inside. Mother's teachings are still too gentle. Seeing his sister's gloomy face, Red Boy took her to rest by the cliff in the Furnace Valley. To cheer her up, he swirled his 5-point for her entertainment. Seeing this little sister clapping and cheering, Red Boy asked, "How do you think my skills compared to father's?" Ping Ping couldn't answer. She had never dared to make such a comparison. She took out the fire dates her mother had rewarded her and shared them with Red Boy, changing the subject to about anecdotes in the mountains. Seeing this, Red Boy didn't press any further and responded perfunctorily. Ping Ping cautiously said, "Brother, you and I have always been the closest. If you have something on your mind, you can tell me. It's not easy for our family to be reunited. I just want to live peacefully in these mountains, away from worldly strife." Gazing at the burning clouds, Red Boy said, "Sister, you should see more of the outside world. There's no such thing as living away from worldly strife, it's just self-deception of losers." Ping Ping wanted to ask him who he was competing with and why he had to compete. But before she could speak, she felt a blow to the back of her neck and fainted. Rakshashi. From dawn to dusk toil's bitter strain, day and night home burdens remain. Destiny shows no mercy, merciful she became. Why is her household light the hardest to sustain? Mount Lingshan, Vulture Peak, below the thunderclap temple, Rakshashi clasps her intertwined hands tightly, steadying her trembling body, striving to appear calm and serene. She had travelled to many places on this journey. Domains of the Yaksha King she befriended in the mortal realm, abodes of the gods she met in the celestial realm, the immortal islands on the sea, and even the underworld. She had visited them all. She also went to the Tushita Palace to seek advice from her master, yet the latter had only offered her heartfelt persuasion. "I ordered you to raise a child, but I did not ask you to be a true mother. Let the boy stir his trouble. As long as you and your husband stay out of it, you'll be safe." Her master's words left her in despair. She knew that no protection would the flaming mountains receive. This was their destiny ordained. But she knew her son all too well, reckless and wild, vengeful and unforgiving. After all the suffering he had endured over the years, unless he could vent his anger, the only way to resolve the siege of flaming mountains would be to break his spine. Thus she came here, for revenge. How to exact it? She had no idea, her mind a blank void. "Lady Rakshashi, the master summons you inside." Ananda stood at the temple door, his voice as gentle as ever. She straightened her back, gripping the plantain fan tightly in her hand, and hoarsely replied, "Thank you, Venerable." As she walked into the hall, flanked by the 8 great Vajras and 500 Arhats, she seemed to hear faint laughter, but all she saw in the peripheral vision was solemn and dignified figures. Reaching the base of the lotus throne, she knelt with her head held high, clutching the fan tightly. "Rakshashi, what brings you here to seek an audience with me?" She remained silent, gripping the fan with all her might, ready to unleash its divine wind at any moment. The hall was deathly quiet. All eyes were on her. She could feel the Vajras glaring with their angry eyes, the Arhats staring with their wrathful gazes, and all the divine figures transforming into fierce visages. She lowered her head. I greet you on behalf of my master." A booming laughter echoed, deafening. Within that laughter she heard the cries of an infant, the innocent giggles of a child, the roars of an adolescent, and the cycle of blooming and withering flowers, the growth of grass and the flight of orioles over the millennia. She heard the embers extinguishing in flaming mountains. That's a strange entry, that one. Bull King. Renowned as the mighty king, his life was far from plain. His spirit spanned the 3 realms, his fame touched 4 domains. Among the Gwai, a hero grand, wild and untamed, the sudden arrival of Dharma left his homeland forever changed. With Shadow as his companion, true enlightenment with him lay. In days of yore, the Bull King converted to Buddhism, and within a century completed his practice and returned to the Flaming Mountains. Overjoyed, Rakshashi and Ping Ping loudly celebrated his return and hosted a great banquet in his honour. During the banquet, the keeper of the Flaming Mountain asked, "My king, why do you return so hastily?" The Bull King replied, "An old friend with whom I had some misunderstanding in the past helped me achieve a great merit." The Bodhisattva then pleaded with Buddha on my behalf, granting me the grace to return. From now on, I will stay in the mountain and go nowhere else. From that day on, the Bull King's temperament changed drastically. His former wild and unrestrained nature was no longer seen. He declined all invitations, ceased his travels, and instead stayed in Flaming Mountains, helping Rakshashi with the household affairs and training the bull soldiers, living a very peaceful life. Several decades later, Red Boy received instruction from a Bodhisattva and returned to the Flaming Mountains to serve his parents. The family of 4 enjoyed a period of peace. However, Rakshashi gradually noticed something about the Bull King. He became increasingly thin. His face showed signs of aging, and he ate less, as if weighed down with by heavy worries. More strangely, the Bull King sometimes transformed into his original form, retreating to the mountain peaks, retching. The furry celestial maiden served Rakshashi said the king might be suffering from a rare bovine illness. The fox maiden served in Ping Ping said the king, aware of his past sins, might have learned an ascetic practice in Mount Lingshan and is now undergoing it. The keeper of the Flaming Mountain said the king's mind is trapped in the past, intertwined with his old friend, unable to break free. Those past events had become an invisible shackle, and from which he never escaped. So remember him. So this adversary must be the Sun Wukong. Supreme Celestial Inspector. This git. The mighty inspector, the Emperor's guard so grand, rides fiery wheels at the celestial gate to stand, upholding justice, silent and stern, with one steel whip the souls burn. In the celestial court it was well-known fact among gods and Buddhas that Tai Thunderclap Supreme, also known as the Supreme Inspector, was the Jade Emperor's most loyal enforcer. If his gaze was fixed upon someone, it spelled certain doom. Admiral Tianpeng, who was cast down to become a pig, served as a prime example. Once prominent rising star, he vanished without a trace after the Supreme Inspector reported him. Initially, the Supreme Inspector did not have his peculiar appearance. Though not as handsome as Tianpeng, he was at least presentable. Later, the Jade Emperor, in appreciation of the Inspector's impartial enforcement of his decrees, transformed the Inspector's head into the shape of his right hand, symbolizing that when the Inspector was present, it's as if the Jade Emperor himself was there. Ah, that explains why he's got a hand for a head. When deities encountered the Inspector, they respectfully greeted him and then quickly distanced themselves. They dared not engage in any high-spirited discussions in his presence, fearing that any mistake might be caught and reported. Although the Inspector had no close companions, he did have some interactions with an old god of very high rank in the Celestial Court, aside from the Jade Emperor. Some immortals said that since the Inspector willingly took on such a significant role, he deserved to endure this solitude. Every advantage came with a disadvantage. Others argued that the Inspector accepted this unappealing position precisely because he preferred not to socialise, finding himself perfectly at ease and content in his role. Opinions were divided and no consensus was reached. As for what the Inspector truly thought, no one knew. And probably no one wanted to ask either. Okay, so we've got our... Fucking pardon? That was uncalled for. We've got our portraits done. So now, where the fuck are we going? We've kind of flown from over there. We covered a big grass up to here, which is now fucked off. So where to go? So is this back to where we were before? Up the mountain? Yep, it is, I think. As cool as this is, I'm gonna hate this, but I would prefer some indication of where I'm supposed to be going now. I think I've said this before with this game. It's great, and the environments are lush, but it does have a tendency to kind of leave you a bit blind, or leave you with so many options. It kind of becomes a bit stifling. This looks like a battleground. And that will be it. Gold-armoured rhino. Okay. No damage at all. That's no good. Motherfucker. It's really weird, this. He got me that time as well. You fucker. I'm gonna die in front of missed it. Oh, I'm dead, fucking dead if I'm not careful here. Give him some help to shoot. Dead. Yeah, I was gonna. That was stupid. That was. Wasn't that? Just a weird fight. That I was making silly errors there. just don't seem to be able to get this right. I can't believe it's taken me as long as it has. That must be up to like 10 or 12 attempts by now, I think. Obviously I'll do a count back when I do the edit, but Jesus, where? Screw your horn. What the fuck, man? Oh, wrong one, that's why. Fuck's sake. Whoops. Missed it again. Missed it. Oh, my goodness me. Oh my god. Another one that should have been so easy.
这是师兄的锁子黄金甲。这猴子和老朱一样，浑身是宝，不光自己死不透，连披挂也化作了山中灵物，还想着杀光天上鹰犬，烧他们下去作陪呢。若不能先一步收了他们，却要被这些废物盗去了。老朱，先去审讯其他几件，你速速跟上。
The golden swarthy armor. Okay, that was fudging tough again. Not as tough as the Supreme Inspector, but even so, that was weirdly tough. Just couldn't seem to get access, just couldn't seem to get to him, to hit him. And every time you got near him, he just welded you. So, right, what's the deal with this thing? Right, I'll tell you what, let's go and get my shrine. Okay, let's go and have a look what's in that pool. It looked like a hippopotamus, so it might have been the grasshopper. Was it? No, it was definitely down there, wasn't it? It's cool you get to fly this actually in this game. Okay, so you're not a boss, you're just an enemy, that's okay. So many different routes, isn't there? I guess there's a point where it kind of turns you around, I think. Don't know. Let's find out. Or is it like one big circle, I wonder? I thought I saw something down here, but clearly I was mistaken, I think. Well, you can go everywhere. Jeez, like. Anything down the bottom here? Or is it definitely like no, you definitely can't go down. Okay, fine. pretty cool, this exploration, but it'd be good to have something just to, as a reference point, as opposed to just blindly flying around. I mean, what are you? Curious. Oh right, now proper one. Wood burns, eh? What was all? Change stance, I think. Oh wow, didn't realise that. Wow. Motherfucker. Fucking hell, then. You should come out of nowhere. was I, bastard. Come on. Oh, fuck off with your bullshit. Whew. Got you. Okay. That was, again, tough. That's a fucking horrendous sight, that thing. Okay, do I need to go back to... do I need to find another shrine? This almost looks like where I started off the game, actually. What? That sounds like a there, shrine there. What was that last one called? It was a white water something, wasn't it? I think white water Guai, something like that. The water would be, it's not even white anything. Fortune or misfortune, hard to foresee, blaming heaven and earth, yet still bound to be. Better to find joy in simple ways, ride the waves and await brighter days. Long ago there stood a camphor tree that had grown 1,000 years, its branches lush and verdant. One day a natural disaster uprooted it, casting it into a river. Due to its immense size and weight, the narrow river could not bear the camphor tree, leaving it stranded. A few days later the villagers planned to drag it away for lumber. Unexpectedly the camphor tree began to stir, transforming into a colossal four-legged wooden beast that lurked in the water. From that time on, any craftsman with ill intentions who had approached would be hurled into the water by the beast, striking fear into their hearts. However, when children came to play in the river, it never frightened them. Instead, it would occasionally use its wooden branches to rescue those in danger of drowning. Over time, the villagers grew accustomed to its presence and named it the Waterwood Beast. One year, a wandering Taoist passed through the area and heard about the Waterwood Beast. He called out from the riverbank, "Are you not weary of being confined here? There are many of your kind elsewhere. You should consider leaving." The Waterwood Beast remained unmoved, and 2 more years passed. Then, during a season of relentless heavy rain, the river's water level rose, ever higher. The Waterwood Beast repeatedly battered against the riverbank, causing the villagers to flee to a neighbouring village in fear. That night, the upstream riverbank gave way, flooding the downstream village. When the floodwaters finally receded, the villagers returned to find that the Waterwood Beast had vanished from the riverbank. So he'd gone to be with his people. And then the other one is gold-armoured rhino. We'll read that another time. Because that was also a tough fucking thing. Now you're a regular one, aren't you, I think? Nope, wrong one. give it a crack. Don't get up. Oh shit. Just make sure it didn't kill me. Okay. So that grasshopper just seems to be doing circuits. Oh shit, hello. Did not expect them, but okay. Doshu! Screw you. Not a great place to be, but okay. Fucker. Whoops. Alright, let's get some. Where's that archer gone? Come on, you fuckers. Okay, so we've still got some of those. Those things keep flying down and jumping back up. There's another one. Another weird arena. Quite a few of these hippo things. Shit. No sounds of another shrine around here. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll head on back up top to the shrine and call this particular episode here. I think I need to get on the back of that grasshopper, I think. So I've had a couple of tough fights already. Not that I anticipated them. That Rhino and that Supreme Inspector have just really taken it out of me. But we've obviously got a new area to kind of work out what the hell we've got to go and what the hell's next. I think the next episode, I'm going to travel back and run through the levels that I've already covered and see if there's anything new. If anything new, then obviously I'll put it in the next episode. If not, we'll carry on from here. So I hope you're enjoying my run through of Black Myth Wukong. I certainly am, despite the frustrations that are born along the way. Yeah, that's it from me really. Obviously catch this in other episodes on my YouTube account. And yeah, I hope you can join me next time. That's it from me. Hey bro, Moriarty here, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, I've got some other videos you might like, just click on them to start. And if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when I put new content out. Equally, follow me on Twitch so you can catch me when I'm live. That's it from me. Until next time, take it easy. Moriarty out.